Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. The United States Congress began this week with the Speaker of the House and both of its chambers in session. The last time that was true, we were in an entirely different world. Just remember, it was on October 3rd when a small group of MAGA Republicans fired the last speaker, Kevin McCarthy, plunging the House into chaos. It was just 4 days after that, on October 7th, that Hamas broke through the border between Gaza and southern Israel and slaughtered 1,400 people in Israel, including men, women, children, and taking another 200 plus hostage. Israel then enacted a complete and total blockade in Gaza, cutting off basically all food, water, and fuel. 3 weeks of sustained airstrikes and now ground invasion, all of which together have cost thousands upon thousands of civilian lives. The Gaza Health Ministry, which is controlled by Hamas, but whose statistics have proven broadly accurate in prior conflicts, says the death toll in Gaza is over 8,500 people. Here at home, political battles are being waged over new military aid to Israel, along with additional aid to Ukraine in its ongoing war against Russia, which President Biden has asked Congress to authorize. Now, something Congress was previously not able to do, as the House kind of didn't actually fully exist. It was in this liminal space with an interim speaker with no formal powers. It took 3 weeks for the Republican conference to get its act together to finally elect a new speaker. But now that Louisiana Republican Mike Johnson has been sworn in, the House Republican majority is ready to govern. And Speaker Johnson is laser focused on what really matters, the most important issue on the minds of the American people, making it easier for rich people to cheat on their taxes. Not only does Johnson want to uncouple aid to Ukraine from the aid to Israel bill, against the will of both the White House and the bipartisan consensus of the Senate, he is also demanding that any money for Israel be paired with cuts to the IRS, whose job it is to audit the very wealthy and make sure they are paying what they owe. And while Johnson and his MAGA Confederates are referring to this plan as a way to offset the spending, it's actually the opposite. Independent analysts, including the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, point out that gutting the IRS actually raises the deficit rather than lowers it. Because more funding for the IRS means more accountability for rich folks trying to avoid paying their fair share of taxes. Which means, more revenue for the government. Cutting that funding, meanwhile, means less revenue for the government and thus higher deficits. It's expensive. Today, Speaker Johnson met with Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who presumably made the White House's case for aid. Leaders of both parties in the Senate made it clear the Speaker's alternate plan was a total non-starter.
The House GOP bill is woefully inadequate and has the hard right's fingerprints all over it. It makes aid for Israel, who has just faced the worst terrorist attack in its history, contingent on poison pills that reward rich tax cheats. In short, it makes it much, much harder to pass aid for Israel. It's insulting that the hard right is openly trying to exploit the crisis in Israel to try and reward the ultra-rich.
Well, let me just say that conceptually, Senator Schumer and I are in the same place in the sense that we view all of these problems as connected. Ukraine is part of it. Obviously, Israel enjoys overwhelming support, but we think it's also important that we have a part related to Asia, and that's Taiwan.
Now, here's an interesting thing. For decades, bipartisan policy consensus in Washington, especially under Republicans, and one that I think there's reason to be a little skeptical of, right, has been that, like, defense spending doesn't count, it doesn't need to be offset. It should not be a consideration when discussing strategies for deficit reduction. That has been a hardcore Republican view. Now, this latest ideological twist in the Republican-controlled House, that military aid for Israel should be offset, brings us, I think, to a really interesting question. What do MAGA Republicans actually believe? What does the party stand for? What is it trying to do as a governing entity? When Donald Trump was president, the answer was pretty clear. The MAGA movement stood for fealty to Donald Trump above all else. That fact was made most explicit when the party decided not to even have an official platform in 2020, instead ostensibly defaulting to a platform of whatever Donald Trump wants right now. But without Trump in office, and especially during the protracted battle for the speaker's gavel, as we've been covering on this program, I've got to confess, it's been hard to gauge, like, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? What are you trying to do? To gauge what even the lines of factional fissure are. What does the MAGA caucus want? I mean, on the core issues, it seems like all of the major candidates for speaker were basically in lockstep. They all hold extreme, unpopular opinions on reproductive rights. Namely, they want to ban abortions. They all want to slash domestic spending for the most vulnerable people in America and a social safety net. All but one supported Donald Trump's attempted coup. And yet, for a while, it felt like none of that was enough to unite the party. But now, and this I think is really important and cannot be overlooked or overstated, now that they've done it, they got their act together. They've chosen a speaker. He got the unanimous assent of the caucus. They're now ready back to govern. Day one, agenda item one, MAGA Mike Johnson ascended the speakership, and he has made his party's single guiding principle as clear as day. Amidst all this, amidst everything that we've been covering, the images coming out of the Middle East, the testimony that's so brutal and wrenching, the war in Ukraine and Russia, the number one priority for House Republicans is what it's always been. They want to cut taxes for rich people. I mean, that was famously the only real legislative domestic policy accomplishment of the 2 years when Republicans controlled Congress and the White House under Trump. What did they get done? A big tax cut for corporations and rich people. It is once again the single binding policy goal, the North Star for MAGA Republicans in a post-Trump Washington, even amidst geopolitical crisis involving one of America's closest allies. The MAGA movement will first and foremost, above all else, focus on what it really cares about: making it easier for the yacht owners of America to commit tax fraud and get away with it.